Jamaica's opposition, the People's National Party, PNP, is expressing alarm about the latest murder statistics, which have revealed that up to last week Saturday, 639 persons have been killed since the start of the year, with the first 10 days of June accounting for 68 of those murders. Opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips, while speaking at a press conference Monday morning, described the situation as a crisis.
I think it is generally recognized by everyone that the country is in a state of crisis as far as the matter of crime and violence is concerned. We are seeing thus far a 19% increase in murders, and even that rate appears to have jumped sharply since the start of June, where I'm advised that there have been some 70 murders in 10 days. It is an intolerable and unacceptable situation. It is not enough to say that this is a matter of criminals killing criminals. Too much grief is being caused among Jamaican families. Too much insecurity is being spread among people in communities. This level of violence threatens the reputation of the country internationally. It breeds a general sense of lawlessness, and it deters investment activity and imperils critical sectors like tourism.
The opposition leader says there is now a need for a national effort in tackling the problem.
The People's National Party is willing to participate in a national effort to develop an effective plan to stop the bloodletting. What we are seeking is not a conversation between the minister and the opposition spokesman, nor are we seeking a conversation between the PNP and the JLP in this matter. There are other critical stakeholders, including, for example, security experts at our universities, the trade unions, the private sector organization of Jamaica, the peace management initiative and other NGOs who have an interest in this matter, and community organizations. The time is now to stop ignoring this problem and to stop making flip political commentary about this very serious matter that is before us. Jamaica is bleeding, and our people cannot endure this crisis any longer without some serious.
Meanwhile, opposition spokesman on national security Peter Bunting accused Prime Minister Andrew Holness of remaining silent on the matter, even recalling a previous quote Mr. Holness had made on crime.
No one is arguing that crime is not a national problem with many causes, and we all have a role. However, when we elect a government, we don't expect them to turn to the public to say we can't do anything about crime, or it's all our responsibility. If that's the case, why have a government? End quote. This was said by the Honorable Andrew Holness, then leader of the opposition, on November 5th, 2015, during the previous election campaign. This is why we have started by expressing our disappointment with the lack of a response from a government, but especially a prime minister who had campaigned on a promise of people being able to leave their windows and doors open, who had put the government front and center in terms of their primary responsibility being public safety. And we are experiencing a surge in murders, certainly over the last 2 months or so, that we have not seen since the Tivoli operation in 2010. 137 murders, because the figures were adjusted when they were reconciled. 137 murders in May is far and away the highest number of murders in a single month since 2010. And June has started with a further acceleration in the murder rate.
Meanwhile, Mr. Bunting declared that the excuse of the crimes being driven by lottery scamming and gang-related activities is not the only reason for the increase.
When you look at the distribution of murders and where the increases are coming from, it is not St. James anymore. In fact, it is the metro area, Kingston West, St. Andrew South, St. Catherine North, St. Andrew North, that are driving the increase in murders. Clarendon over the last 2 weeks has been particularly bad. And it would be an error to believe that all those victims were involved in criminal activity. That's not true. In fact, I know my colleague, the General Secretary, had, I believe it was two fatalities in his constituency, that really they were just innocent bystanders in the wrong place at the wrong time, when a retaliation, a reprisal type incident took place. So we're facing a national crisis. We're facing a systemic problem. It's not isolated in terms of geography, and it's not isolated in terms of who it will impact.